Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Hawkes, and this is Your Best Life Defined. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing? Is today going to be better than yesterday? We start there because kind of an important question. And if you're not starting your day with that question, then there's a chance that you're probably not going to be able to say, yeah, today's better than yesterday. I can guarantee you that if you're not doing that, if you're not waking up every day and asking yourself questions about where you are and why you're there, and then taking active steps towards changing that, towards having access to the more of the things that inspire you, there's going to come a time when you wish you had. See, the idea that we've been given is that we get to a certain age between our 20s and our 40s, we're just to work our ass off. That's how we pay off our debt. That's where we accumulate all the things we need in life to be happy. And that would be fine if everything we accumulated in our life made us happy. Added value to our life where we're saying, yeah, I really work hard at that job that I don't like, but because I work hard at that job, I get to do the things I love to do. I get to play golf 3 days a week or 4 days a week. I get to go fishing. I get to explore my creative side and take classes, and I get to attend college. And the big one is I get to live debt free. See, there's the ticket right there. Up until we retired, I was not debt free. Up until we retired, I was not even concerned about being debt free. And it was only when Sandy and I started asking ourselves questions about, okay, how do we do this? How do we capture more of our life? And the debt came into play there. Because think about it, money and time are both finite. You'll never have enough money. I don't know anyone who, no matter how much they make, they've ever had enough. I mean, even billionaires. This is the reason that corporations, the owners of corporations who have more money than they could possibly ever spend, continue to go after more money. It's just what we do. And there's a point in our lives at our level, at my level anyway, I mean, we don't make a ton of money, but at my level, when if we aren't careful, we'll find ourselves in a position to where we're spending almost as much as we're making. And if you screw up, you're spending just a little more than you're making. So every month you go deeper and deeper in the hole. If you're living in debt, you're eliminating your ability to access things in your life that you would otherwise be able to do. I'm real careful about our choices. We do not just jump off any cliff with any idea that's going to cost us time or money. I don't care what it is. If someone were to ask me, hey, can you help me do this? I'm going to actually have to think about it and go, well, okay, let me look at my time. Let me look at my money. Let me see what impact this is going to have on my life, right? Because there'll come a time in my life when I'm looking back and I'm 75 years old, 80 years old, or however old I actually am fortunate enough to live. I'll be thinking, man, I wish I hadn't spent so much time doing crap that I didn't enjoy doing. I wish I'd have been stronger when it came to telling people who keep pushing in on me and on my life that they need to back up or get out of my life. I don't want to wish I had. See, this is the deal. When I talk about living your best life, what I'm talking about is trying to find the balance between the crap you have to do, that shit sandwich you have to eat every day, and the things that act does for you, that effort gives you. I ate 23 and a half years of crap sandwich at the federal prison. Was all of it terrible? No, not all of it was terrible. In fact, it was a very rewarding career, especially the last 10 years. I got to teach inmates how to be men. I got to talk to men about success, and I got to see guys that the world had given up on, that the society had given up on, or in some cases, guys had given up on themselves. And I got to see what I could do about changing their life, share my story, because I was there. Sandy and I, this here path we're on, we could have forked off at any time. And I'm not sure where the ultimate interaction or intervention happened when I decided. I woke up that day and I said, I got to do something. I've got to go back to school. Because it certainly wasn't inspired by those around me. My dad was scared to death. I don't know, he had a case of job insecurity. He had this overwhelming, irrational fear about job security and about how easily you can lose your job and that you can't compromise that. So when I told him I was going to start going back to school, which meant I had to leave the job in Colorado Springs where I was working doing concrete, I had to leave that job at 4 o'clock. Couldn't leave no later than 4 because 4 nights a week I had college classes that started at 5:30. Oh, you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job. I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be sitting here now. I wouldn't be sitting here. Was it tough? It sucked. But this is that balance. You see the life I'm living now because of the struggle I faced back then. And then the 23 and a half years, or more than that, almost 28 years in law enforcement. Being a cop isn't easy. I was a deputy sheriff for 4 years. It isn't easy. It's the struggle that afforded us to have the life we live now. See, that's the ticket right now. So look at the struggles you face in your life. Look at the struggles you face in your life and ask yourself, what are these struggles giving me? What do I get for all of my hard work, for all of my effort, for all of the things I do every day? I don't know. I'm rocking it. I'm rocking it. You see me working on the book, working out, doing a podcast, spending time with the wife, hanging out with family, doing what I love to do, riding bikes, walking. That's all because I don't want to get to the end of my life and go, damn, I wish I had. Damn, I wish I had. Our plan is next year, I think, if everything works out right and COVID decides to take a break and the world opens back up, I think next year is our year for us to start traveling abroad. We're going to actually start spending a month a year abroad. And this isn't because we're rich. This is because we plan. This is because this is one of those things we want to do, we want to experience. And since it's on the plate, we do things every day to make sure that when it's time for that to happen, it happens. Because I don't want to wake up at 80 years old and wish I had. See, this is the crazy thing about it. When I sit here and I think, what can I say that's going to inspire you to take a step back and actually have an honest conversation with your life about the things in your life? And more than that, the things you have to do to get to have that life. I'm cool. You love house, you love gardening, you love all that comes with that choice. Friggin' rock your world, man. Go buy those gnomes, put gravel in. My wife, there was a time when my wife really loved rock and the smell of dirt. She still does. She loves spreading mulch. That's the thing she gave up that I think she really loves. She truly does. And now, as I've been on the road for like 5 years, there's things that I probably enjoy more now because I'm doing them for the right reasons. Once we get a stick and brick house again, and we will eventually, we'll move off the road and we'll only travel seasonally. We won't travel full time anymore. But I had to get on the road. I didn't want to wake up 80 looking at my last few days or minutes of my life and think to myself, damn, I wish I'd have bought an RV and traveled. Now, in case you got the impression that this is a conversation about you being like me, it's not. This doesn't have anything to do with me except for hopefully I can become the catalyst to get you to be more like you. See, that's why I show up every day. To get you to say, well, I'm here, but I could be there. Now, if I ask myself the question, what do I enjoy more? What inspires me more? What direction would I like my life to go in? And you take action on that. That's about being more like you. And if you don't do it, if you decide this is way too tough and it's much easier to spend your life chasing your tail, doing a bunch of crap you don't truly enjoy, and maybe you do enjoy it. Maybe you do enjoy it. Let's just pretend that my story is completely wrong and you enjoy everything about your life. As compared to what? Do you enjoy your life that you live every day as compared to digging a ditch for 12 hours? Sure. But do you enjoy your life if you compared it to having three months a year off to go travel or to go do things like explore Europe or go kayaking in the Everglades or to spend a month in Bar Harbor, Maine? This isn't a question of whether you're doing fine. The question is, can you do better? And some will say, no, I can't. This is fine. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You must want something because this shit's free and it's not that entertaining anyway. And I'm good with that. Because in the end, we're both going to find ourselves in the same place. No matter who you are, you're going to find yourself in that place where you're looking back instead of looking forward, because the future is gone and all you have is the past. And that's the point when you're going to say, I wish I had. Now, is this philosophy about living your best life going to change anything about that? I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't know. For those of you who know me, I have done a lot of different things and I got criticized for it. I was a photographer. I was a mortgage broker, concrete contractor, general contractor, website designer. Geez, it just goes on and on and on, right? I've done all kinds of things. And people were calling me a quitter. Oh, yeah, but you don't stick with anything. Well, you know how that works, right? The reason I don't stick with things is because if there's other things that inspire me more, if there's other things that add more energy to my life than what I've just learned how to do, I don't have any problem stepping away. There's always something else I can learn. This podcast is a prime example. You check it out. See, it's growing because I've kind of gotten to the point where, you know what, I'm here for you. I'm here to try and help you. But if you don't show up, I'm still going to show up, because even if it doesn't help you because you can't quite pick up on what I'm putting down, maybe that might be my fault. Maybe I'm just not able to clarify the message, or maybe it's your fault. But either way, this is helping the shit out of my game. I mean, imagine if you spent 2 hours at least a day reviewing your ideas about what makes up makes your best life, what creates the best possible life for you. That's basically what I'm doing every day. You get that, right? Every day I wake up and I spend time, substantial amount of time, asking myself questions about what would make my life better, and more than that, what will make your life better. If you don't want to take my advice, that's fine. I'm going to take it, because I'm living proof that it works, right? Let's see, I'm debt-free. If I didn't want to do this podcast, I wouldn't. Every choice in my life, with very few exceptions, is a choice that's driven by my decision to pursue it. If I could stop everything for a week and no one would be impacted. I could stop doing all of it. Or I could add a bunch more. I could add all kinds of stuff. I could hit the ground running at 5 a.m. and not stop till 9 o'clock at night, and that would all be my choice too. That's where you got to be if you want to live your best life. The more choices you have, the more access you have to your life. Add some money to that. Now, money's not an essential element, and I mentioned this in a previous podcast. Go back and mine all these podcasts. Granted, some of them aren't great, but there's a message to be learned in each one. And if you start compiling these messages, guess what? You're going to figure it out. You're going to finally understand what it is I'm saying. You won't get the whole story from one podcast. But what I'm saying is, no matter where you are, there's a place you can be. No matter what your life looks like, there is a way to improve it. You can sit on your hands and you can say, well, I can't. And you can come up with all kinds of excuses like, yeah, but. I hear that all the time. I'm out talking to people, telling stories about certain things, and they're like, and it's logic. It's just simple logic. It's a fact. Life gets better when the things you do get better. And how do the things you do get better? Well, they get better when you connect them to who you are. Pick that thing you love to do. No one has to argue with you to get out of bed early to do it. No one has to fight you to make sure it's done right. You don't sit around grumbling while you're doing it, right? Because it rocks, because you love it, you live it, and you enjoy every bit of it, and because it's connected to who you are. That's all I'm saying. But see, the rebuttal, the way I see it, the rebuttal comes in our obligation to act. See, if you don't believe what I'm telling you, then you can just walk away. You don't have to do anything about it. But if you believe that the ticket to living your best life, or to being happy, is to live your best life, that is take action every day towards improving the quality of your life and the experiences you have, then what are you doing? What are you doing sitting where you are? Why aren't you working your butt off? Why aren't you headed in a direction that's going to take you that way? So, for the majority of people who listen to this podcast, they're going to say, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. That ain't for me. He's crazy. That's crazy. What do you mean living your best life? What do you mean waking up every day having fun, doing what you love to do? Come on. Really? No. Great escape. And guess what? When you're sitting there and you're 75 years old and your heart's given out, you've been battling diabetes for 10 years because you should have worked out and you should have watched what you ate and watched your diet, and you're sitting there and you're looking at all the things that you're not going to get to do because it's gotten really bad, you're going to look at your life and you're going to say, I wish I had. And that's going to be sad. And it'll be sad anyway. God forbid. I don't want to have to think about the end of my life. I don't want to think about that. I want to think about all the things I'm going to do, and I just want it to just stop, like the lights turn out. That's how I want to go, because I don't want to spend time pondering all the things I wish I had done. And I'm going after it. I can't imagine how long your list could be, but you can change it. You can change every bit of it. And all it takes is for you to sit back and think about who you are and why you do the things you do, and why you would want to do other things, and find reasons and go after it, because you're running out of time, just like I am. I turned 59. I don't want to be 59. I want to be 29. That's not changing a thing. I figure I got 16 years of good living left. I figure 75, things are probably going to start going to crap for me, no matter how hard I work out. The last thing I want to do is lay there on my deathbed thinking about a long list of things I wish I'd done. So keep that in mind. I think everything is kind of calming down in the country. I think kindness is still the rule. I don't think there's any reason for us to be hating on anyone, regardless of our beliefs. You know why people get mad at people? Because we share too much information. Be who you are, but that doesn't mean you can't like people who aren't like you. So keep that in mind. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.